Everybody, it's Danny back again. You may remember the last time I failed to do the queen versus rook in 50 moves. It's over at the chess.com YouTube channel. And that inspired me to start this new series that I said I was going to do, of course, which is where we do practice drills. As you know, on chess.com, you can actually just go to the drills page, which you can get just by going under the Learn menu and going to Drills, and that's how we landed right where you see here. But we're going to do it this way. I'm going to go to the Verse Computer page, and what we're going to do is click on the key positions list and just start working our way through this list. So what I'm going to do is we are going to start with the first one I haven't done. I've done Rook and Pawn Basics, mating with the King and Queen. So now I'm going to switch to this one, and that's how we're going to do this thing right here, right now. We are going to start with the position where I have to defend. This is after black launches an attack, but gives up a full piece. To do so, you must find the accurate moves as white to beat back the threats and win. Okay, let's see. It's a Greek gift sacrifice. I obviously need to take it. Moving the king would not be accurate, I assume, because of knight g4, but pretty much almost always you can't expect to defend these positions accurately, and there's something that already hits a radar for me. Whenever someone plays a Greek gift sacrifice, one of the things that they need usually is at least a small lead development, if not a big lead. Here, black does not have that. Number two, usually the defense of this e-pawn is very critical, because that e-pawn holds back a knight from coming into f3, which would, of course, immediately defend. So what that means, is if I take h2, knight g4 check, see, I can't play king g1 because that would allow queen h4, and I can't put my knight on f3. I would lose. But because the e-pawn doesn't have very good defense, because of black's lack of development, that makes me think maybe I can take the bishop and walk my king out. Let's see. King takes h2, knight g4 check, king g3. If queen g5, I can take e4 with tempo on the queen. There is no discovered check because I win. And if he moves the queen to g6, I think I can run to f3 and get out. So a couple things go off in my brain here. Again, lack of support for the e4 pawn, and not having a lead in development for black tells me I feel like I can get away with this. So I haven't seen this position before. That's not my job. My job right now is to just go ahead and try to defend the position. So he goes for check, and again, I don't think king h3 makes sense. Probably moving this knight and opening up the bishop on that diagonal is asking for it. I've already calculated that king g1, queen h4 doesn't work. So let's move forward. If queen g5, I'm taking e4. If he does nothing, okay, queen check makes sense as well. But I can play f4 here. And if takes, king takes, knight h2, I run with the king. He gets two pieces he gets a rook for two pieces, but I'm thrilled with the two pieces there. But I actually think I have to do that. I think if I move the king, he can play, well, first of all, if I take the knight, it looks like something like queen g6 check, followed by moving this knight and bringing the bishop and the queen to the king side is going to be too much. So I feel like I'm in a position where I have to play f4. So one of the things we'll do here is we'll make sure that we also have a good visual of what the computer thinks, so all of you can follow along and see if and when I'm making mistakes. So let's go ahead and add that just for this experience right here. We'll put it right in front, right above my head. So I think f4 seems to be the best way to defend this position. Remember, the thing about the key positions is that's nice. This is not a tactic trainer puzzle where you just get, spanked or slapped as soon as you get it wrong and it's over. It's allowing you to work out the kinks in your own calculation, and it's a process to practice these key positions against a stronger player, the computer, and learn along the way. So I think that f4 must be the most accurate thing to do here. I don't trust king h3. I think I'm getting mated in any case. Okay, the computer agreed with me, and now that means I have to take. King takes g4 now has got to be still just as dangerous, although it's kind of interesting now, right? But knight e5 check looks really nasty, because then I can't take f3 and run. So I think I got to run this way. I think it's my only way to maintain the advantage. Yep, computer agrees again. Got to run out. Am I running out to f2 or e2? e2 seems to be the most... it seems to be the way to get the king out of harm's way, right? Now, of course, rook takes and knight takes are interesting, but I'm going to go with rook takes because I like the idea of having both my knights able to come into e4 here. Okay. So now we're completely in an interesting, weird position. He played b5, I assume, because the computer doesn't like tactics on f7. Bishop takes, rook takes, king takes, queen takes h7. Doesn't seem to do anything. If knight e4 here, he can move the queen, and then I back up with the bishop. He might be able to get g2 a check. I'm probably doing okay there. I still love my my two minor pieces for the rook. But why go for that? Why not just take the simple move, the simple approach here? Now what we need to do is we need to get our pieces actively into the fight. And we're going to do that with the move knight e4. That's my idea. I'm opening up the C file. Computer didn't like my move, but okay. I mean, I'm a human being and I'm allowed to do what I want. Take that, artificial intelligence. Knight to g3 is a move that makes me think I want to play rook h1, but he is threatening to play this move bishop to g4. Huh? Maybe that's what the computer likes about his position. So I'm going to play knight f2, which also threatens rook h1 for the record. Oh, man. Am I just blowing this position? Wow, this is why it's a computer, huh? Ugh. Computers, that was just inaccurate. That was just lack of asking myself, what is my opponent's next move? I just didn't see knight to d5 coming, even though it was a fairly obvious threat. Most chess games are lost just by simply not asking yourself, what is my opponent playing on the very next move? Not even 10 moves, just next move. Even at the high levels, it's just the truth. So now I'm in trouble. I don't even know what's going on here. I'm defending the unsound sacrifice, but according to the computer, he's better. He's better in this unsound sacrifice position. So, wow, well, that's a good lesson. So I wonder where I went truly wrong. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. That's going to force me to take it. Because if the king moved, he would have forked me. Oh, I guess knight f3 would have been better. Wow, this is tough. This has just gotten really tough. He's just going to rock my world down. He's going to play rook e8. Yeah, he doesn't even care about h7 anymore. Wow. Well, that was a really good lesson. And now he's threatening knight f4 check as well. I think I'm just busted. Indeed. I'm just going to resign. How do you resign against the computer? I don't even know. There's no white flag here to just resign. We should allow me to just resign here. That's strange. Oops. Not that. Well, let's see. Let's back up to where I went wrong, huh? Things seem to be going fine until here. Knight c to e4, I guess, was inaccurate. I guess it'll let me make an improvement. Oh, that's cool. So I don't even know that it did that. So it said my move was excellent. So I guess, so knight c to e4, I was just really underestimating the route of this knight coming into d5. And the fact that my knight is still on c3 is actually kind of critical. So what did I learn about that as far as my approach to defending the unsound sacrifice? I think I just felt like I was just much better as soon as like I defended the critical moves and I saw it was like, oh, plus 1.5. I took the sacrifice. I felt really proud of myself for my instructional points about the e-pawn being weak and black being down in development for all of you. But I just wasn't concrete after that, and that allowed him to start bringing the heat, and he did that. But this is still tough. I mean, that's what makes playing a computer, and our strongest level computer, which is what it always is on the key positions, is I don't know if it's always full Stockfish strength, but it's definitely the strength of a very strong grandmaster. I can say that. So now what? Do I want e4 and e5 with the bishop coming to c1? I kind of like that threat. I need to be more concrete here. This is not just a walk in the park. The computer is obviously going to play accurately here. Makes me want to be cautious and play a move like knight to d1, but that feels like kind of a wimpy move and unnecessary, although it does threaten queen c6. But then knight to d5 just puts pressure on e3 and defends c6 with the queen on h6, so that's not going to be great. I feel like I should be able to expand in the center, honestly. And I want to play e4 and e5, so we'll see. That's what I'm going to do. I feel like that's the way the computer would play the position, because it's the anti-human way to say, you know what, I'm going full steam with my king in the center. You know, bug off. I don't even care, man. But humans have a they're at least initially always nervous about decisions like that. But I decided to go for it, and now he may be threatening to play something like Queen H2, which I don't like. Yeah, not really. I don't really like it. Not really. Okay, E5 though is interesting. E5 is interesting. Faux show. He's going to bring the rook to E8 and just pin the pawn. You know, say Bob's your uncle there. And I need to get my king to safety for sure. But moves like bishop c1 are meant by queen h2. So if I play king f2 here, bishop takes f3, g takes f3, queen h2 check, I can play king e1 and start to work out that way. I kind of like that. So I'm going to play king f2. Ooh. So he says that was a mistake, huh? And I should have played e5. My initial instincts, huh? That's what the computer says. He wants me to play like him. The computer wants me to play like him. That is for sure. I guess I'm going to go back to the center. Makes sense to me. Yeah, he likes it. I like it. Okay, so that's a good move by the computer. He's trying to bring the rook to the center. I'm gonna try to reinforce the solidity of my king in the center. That's amazing. The computer suggests knight to b1 is the most accurate move. Why in the world that would be a move that a human would never play that move? But what's the idea here? All I want to do is run my king to safety here and let the bishops go to freaky town. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to run out. Probably the computer would play king to c3 here, honestly. I don't know that I have the guts to play king to c3 and try to run the king to safety. It also feels like d4 is really vulnerable. So can I get away with knight e3? That's the question. I think the answer is yes, and I'm going to go for it and find out. Computer says no. Well, we'll see. We'll see how good your position is here, computer. I don't see a concrete threat, so I'm just going to try to run my king to safety. The best move was queen to d1. What's the threat? I guess he's actually threatening to play knight takes e4. Wow, that's irritating. All right, watch this imbalance. Let's see how the computer handles the three pieces. Let's see how the computer handles the three pieces for the rook. This, my friend, is a human imbalance, one that I am comfortable playing right now. Computer doesn't care that it's in a human imbalance. He could give two flips of a pizza. Do I just want to trade queens? Oh, man. I have no idea what to do here. Against a human, I would feel so confident in this position. In a practical game with the two bishops facing the king and swinging the queen over, this is why one of the best things you can do to improve your chess is to play key positions against a computer. I'm serious. That's not even just touting, my own website and our own resources. I mean, play it on your own time. Play it on Fritz or download Arena software, which is free. Just anytime you practice positions, even where you have an advantage against the computer, because they are so ruthless and they're just execution of every little mistake and their ability to expose things in a position that a human would never expose, and they can play this position just so accurately. I'm worried about him playing rook takes d4 and then playing the two minors for the rook. So if I play e5, he might just go to sack town and then win this, and that doesn't seem very great. So that's why I'm gonna offer the queen trade. See what happens. So far, I'm playing relatively accurate chess according to the computer. Now, what I need to do is get this king active. Get this king active in here, all up in this. Counterplay. I know the computer likes its position, but I feel like this is a little more unclear than it's giving it credit for. Maybe I'm just totally off my rocker and I'm just biased to the minors and how much I love playing with minor pieces. I was trying to establish my knight on f3 where it might blockade some bidness, but I guess he's just going to play g5 and I'm in trouble, huh? As much as I love the minors, yeah, he's just going to play like a computer. He's going to play like a computer and just crush me, isn't he? That's a risk it to get the biscuit kind of move right there. I'm not even looking anymore at what the computer says I should have played because it makes me upset and frustrated. I'm just playing the position to the best of my ability and then I can back up and go through it. He's going to play g3 and I'm flipping busted here. Darn it. Let's try to stop him from giving rook f4 check. And if he plays g3, I can't even play knight f1. He just plays g2. Ugh. It looks like I'm just going to be headed to resign town. I still think you should be able to resign the game against the computer and then save it. I'm going to make that feature request. But let's back up to the beginning of the game and go through what just happened. It is cool that it shows you what the evaluation was the whole time, so that when you're going through it, you know where you made a mistake. But you know what it should show? Is it should show the same thing it shows at the bottom, where like when you make a move and it tells you, it tells you whether or not it was the best move or an excellent move. So that's an improvement I'm going to request as well. So you see how it says the inaccuracy and stuff? I feel like it should say that the whole time you go through it so that you can really analyze and learn what you did wrong and not only see what the current score was, but what the recommended move was when you messed up. It would allow you to really take away some educational points, right? And with that, I'm going to end this educational point by saying thanks for watching this practice drills video. I will catch you on the flip side. Go ahead and try to defend this position yourself against the monstrous computer over on chess.com, the computer coach. Give me your feedback on how you like the practice drills videos. What would you like to see more of? I'm here for you. Give me a jingle. I'll catch you on the jangle. Not really. I'd never give you my cell phone number because I don't trust you, but I do love you. There you go.